I'm in the paint like a G. Some say they gangsters, but they ain't like me. Put the rage in the body. Try to get me some coffee early in the morning. And I got a speed walk. Feel me? I was talking from riches to cynical. That's one of my favorite topics I touch on. I always say, I always tell myself I would make a sequel or something, but I really don't want to make no sequel of these things, honestly. Because once you start dwelling on the idea that you have, and you don't allow new ideas or new thoughts to come in. So that's why I like to release new information. Just it comes out of me naturally. So I like to just take I also like to use history and the Bible as my source of reference to make some sense out of it. I really don't need to use a source of reference because I believe in what I'm saying, because I use my own experience as my own source of reference. But so that other people can relate, I'll try to use the basic source of intelligence for people to just relate to what I'm saying. That's all. Because the information just comes through me and I just be like, that makes sense. And I realized that it's just much harder when you rich. It's very hard for you to relate to a lot of things. And rich could be you being richer than the next person, or the next person being richer than this person, or this, you feel me? Rich comes in so many different formats. So you could be richer than what you was yesterday, or you could be richer than what your parents were 20 years ago. So when I use the word riches, I was talking about humanity just being richer than when we were 300 or 200 years ago. Feel me? Because we're more accessible to a lot of things. We got our hands on a lot of things. Look at the machines that we've created to help us lift things easily. You feel me? Like, it's a lot. The math, the equations, you feel me? The way we build things, sidewalk, roads, and I'm pretty sure they had all these things, but I'm just talking about from what we've known in the history books and how people was just, barely living on 1 cent or $1 a day and everything else like that. And now we just, blowing money fast. So I was just comparing those kind of riches. I wasn't talking about an individual person or a group. I was talking about the collectiveness of the human nature, how far we've come. And the United States is only 244 years old. The Queen of England is 95 years old. So this system is fairly new. Don't ever get it twisted. This so-called system that we're in, it's barely an infant compared to what other nations have done. You feel me? It's an infant. It really is. The United States is only 244 years old. The Queen of England is almost half that age, and she's still alive. She's still kicking. Now, Prince George just passed away recently, so she's been around for a long time. So she's seen it for quite a few things. You feel me? Anybody that's 100 and something years old, man, you has half the age of the United States itself. So it's like the United States is like our grandmother or our great grandmother. It's like that's like around the corner type shit. You feel me? We still haven't ripped the benefits of the things that we've created, and we haven't even faced the consequences of the things that we've created yet. We still in it. You feel me? And I'm on the outside looking in, and I'm like, yo, these are the things that we've worked on that is great. Like, at aviation. We took strides, and now we're even making rockets to shoot us to the moon. We try to put people on Mars. This is tremendous. Like, nigga, like, that shit is amazing. But at the same time, what people don't tell you is that we left a lot of debris in space. There's a whole lot of old satellite debris particles that's circling around and it's building up on its own. Feel me? So we making strides, but at the same time, we're making a lot of mistakes along the way. You see, the thing is that we have to create a habit of creating and sweeping. So the more the work that when you're doing the work and you progressing and you're moving forward, you also sweeping away and taking care of your mistakes. You don't sweep it under the cover. You actually put it in the right place. Like the debris in space and everything else, the rocket launches, you We just drop like it's just hanging in space. It's like it's not falling back onto the earth into the earth. It's just circling the earth itself because of earth gravity and everything else. It's circling around the earth, so it's a lot. And we also talking about the industrial revolution, how it lifts so many people out of poverty, but yet put so much CO2 into the air. So every strive that we've made has caused us some form of consequences. So that's why I named it From Riches to Cynical. Because although we want to improve ourselves as humanity, we are also destroying the only thing that we have. We have not found another earth. You feel me? They tell you 200 million light years away. Shit, nigga. When was the last time we went back to the moon? So it's crazy. Our imagination is so advanced, but manifesting that imagination takes time. Feel me? When you have that much riches and that much ambition in your head and you want to move that far, sometimes you gotta humble yourself and see is it really gonna cost you? What is it to gain the world and lose your soul? These are the things that we gotta think about. Yeah, we can have the wildest. I'm pretty sure our ancestors had the wildest imagination. But I'm pretty sure they came to their senses and it was like, well, this is not gonna be good because then we gotta cut down trees. We're going to be killing the forest off and we can't even breathe properly anymore. See, we have an ambition and we just go through it and we don't think about the consequences. You feel me? So these are the things that we got to think about. Well, the richer we get, the more mouths that we feed, the worse off we become. We dismiss and disregard people easily. Because now I have it. I realize also that we only pay attention to people that we admire or we need something from. So like celebrities, kings, or people in high places, we only lend them our attention because we act in a groupie kind of behavior. You feel me? It's a cynical groupie. We only fucking with you because of what you got. And we have a culture around that kind of behavior. You feel me? Where we only pay attention to those in high places. You feel me? That's why people be telling you. That's why they always say, well, you gotta treat the cleaning lady as if they gotta tell you that. That tells you everything that you need to know. You feel me? And it's not something that they told me. That was a lie, by the way. I only treat people the way they treat me, nigga. If you treat me bad, then I stay away from you. It doesn't mean that I don't respect you. You just want me to be your fool, and I refuse to be your fool. You feel me? People want you to be their fool and act like you don't know what's going on. And I'm staying away from you. You taking it as an attack on your position because I'm like, that's not the case at all. Or they be like, even if it's a cleaning person, they be like, oh, he's taking an attack on my position. Then if it's the same thing for a leader, they be like, he's jealous of that person because he's above them. They just make excuses. The truth is that if you treat me a certain way and I feel like you bad for my health, which health requires a lot of things. It's not just the body. It's spiritual thinking, positive vibes and everything. If you bad for my health, if I feel like you just bad for my health, period, then I got to remove myself away from you or I got to distance myself. You feel me? Arms reach 6 feet, nigga, before COVID. Eh? Come on, let's make that 50 feet. You dig? So it's not about the position that a person is holding. It's about what the person is doing. So take accountability for the things that you're doing. People always try to make excuses for the things that they do and they want you to believe in it. No, nigga. Get over yourself. Humble yourself. Dig on. Let me see. I'm already here, bro. Oh, I got 10 minutes. Thank God. You feel me? I was speed walking. If you couldn't see on the camera. So, from riches to cynical, the further we move ahead, you feel me? Look at the guns, look at our weapons, look at how advanced the more advanced we become, the more cynical we become. And it's just a fact. Because once you start, we started with powder gun. They was pushing the powder in the gun. Like, it was ridiculous. Then you got to reload it. By the time, man, these Indians come with the cane and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dumbass nigga? But now we got guns that is rapid. Then you got ones that don't even jam no more. It used to be guns that jam. You see, we advancing. But the more we advance, the wicked we become. It's just like we become. It's like it's just wicked and wicked and wicked. Civilians, we using it for wicked, wicked, wicked purposes. They even talking about putting chips in people now. It's a cynical behavior. With the riches, the more riches that we gain, the more evil we become. That's why it's harder for rich men to get into the kingdom of heaven, because when you have that much wealth, you become bored with just regular stuff. You want to challenge you want to challenge yourself, but you're not doing the right challenges. Feel me? Competition help you to grow, but there's healthy competition. There's a way of doing things. That's why I said the United States is like a petri dish, and we are just the test dummies. But I'm here now. Feel me? Try not to speak when I get here. I don't want these niggas hearing my conversation on my phone and shit. They probably hear it regardless. People be hearing me. I don't even want them to hear, and they still be hearing me. But damn, I'm kind of early. Not kind of. I'm only like 8, 9 minutes early. Usually at my other job, I'll be like an hour early or shit like that. But I'm gonna have more time with you. I know lately I haven't had a lot of time recording. I haven't been having a lot of time recording and everything else like that. You feel me? Like I usually do when I have chance to go to work. I have like a whole hour spent talking. But here, it's just like, a short message here and there. Bro, so we just gotta, monitor your behavior. You feel me? Do like the Christian and Muslim do that the Christian and Muslim used to do back in the days, where they took time off to fast. And now I realize, I've come to the realization that according to your richest and sane religion, they don't really follow the same format as a regular believer. Some of these people who are Muslim or Christian don't even fast no more. They don't. It's like saying rules are made for other people. You feel me? These behaviors were put in place to humble yourself. It's to bring you down a little. Cause when you are riches, you on a high thought. You feel me? You just your mind is too high and too polluted. Your feet is not on the ground. You're not humbling yourself. That's why these things were put in place, like fasting and praying, and staying in, even Christ fast for 40 days and 40 nights. So that just tells you everything. If Christ had to fast for 40 days and 40 nights, that tells you how that tells you how what is it, contagious the lifestyle of a person. If you live in that kind of lifestyle, that tells you how contagious it is. Even it doesn't matter what time you lived in and everything else like that. Every point in history, as we move along, we much higher than where we used to be, because we learning, and the more we learn, the much better we become, quote unquote. You feel me? When I say the much better we become, because we still not sweeping our mistakes in the right place. We just sweeping under the cover. We're not taking care of it the right way. So we are not learning through our mistakes. We just picking and choosing what we want to know. And that's that, like my own situation. They pick and choose. You feel me? You don't know what it is. Niggas just pick. Oh shit. We just picked and choose what is rightful. We bias in our picking and choosing. Feel me? But I'm about to go in. I'll holler at y'all later. I don't know. Riches from riches to cynical too. Feel me? There's a movie. It's a movie out here. Shout out to my listeners who still be hating. I never met such a thing. I never met them. But it is what it is. And nobody ever told me. I just felt it. My believers. I'll holler at y'all later.